Cartoons are for kids, however this podcast is not. It features exceptionally foul language, as well as adult subject matter. Parental discretion is advised, encouraged, and in some countries, mandatory under penalty of death. Welcome to Bad Toons, where we negate nostalgia of animated abominations via our regretful reviews of the many missteps of the cartoon world. Translation: we watch cartoons, some of them we've never heard of, some of them that are infamous, and then we give our thoughts. Will we be pleasantly surprised or mortified? I am Chris Vaughn, an apparent graduate of the J. Hunter School of Broadcasting. With me is my brother,
Andy.
You
can fill in the last name from Chris's name. Just guess.
Just take a wild guess. This is a production of Reload Last Save, and like many great cartoons, we're starting off with our Christmas special. This is episode 1 of our podcast, the premiere, much like the Simpsons holiday special, I believe, excluding the skits on the Tracy Ullman Show. That's what they started with. Will we be as successful as the Simpsons? We will be after I introduce the third host of Bad Toons, Harry Shearer. Everyone.
Hello.
I originally quit the Simpsons because they wouldn't let me on this podcast, but they gave in.
How many millions of dollars are you paying me?
We should not start a new show with an improv impersonation bit.
Especially since I definitely can't do Harry Shearer.
Like, walking into this, did either of us say, I have a great Harry Shearer impersonation just locked and ready to go in my back pocket. So here's what the deal is, folks. It's a new show we're trying. We watch 3 cartoons that we've never seen before, or that we haven't seen in such a long time that we forgot about them. And then we give our thoughts on them. So, starting off, Andy, you picked these 3 out.
All right.
Rapsittie Kids?
I believe that's how you pronounce
Rapsittie Kids. Now, this is
but
one...
it's spelled rap. But it's not Rap City, which would be awesome.
Yeah, it's not Rapsittie.
This is a whole city full of rappers. That'd be awesome. Well, potentially.
We heard about this through, I believe, Critical.
Did a video Critical,
on it. He's a YouTube personality who plays video games with his very monotone voice. But sometimes,
hey, I'm Harry Shearer. Today we're playing Soma on the PC on Steam.
He sometimes watches terrible cartoons, but this cartoon itself has a infamy behind it.
Oh yeah,
no one can finish it.
I've heard many people saying they can never get past 10 minutes.
We have to finish it is the problem. We're going to have to watch the whole thing. Young rapper Rick E gives a teddy bear to a girl who doesn't like it and throws it away. But then she wants it, and it's up to Santa to give her a bear? Ricky also busts rhymes. I thought it said this features Busta Rhymes. No, Rick E busts rhymes. That's the synopsis from Kiss Cartoon.
Which is where we watch a lot of the completely awful lost relics we find.
Deserve to be lost.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the impetus for the show's creation was for a previous podcast we were pleasantly on. I can't fit any more P's in there.
We watched Pleasantville.
We watched It was the Pleasant Cast. What's Toad Maguire up to now? Find out on Pleasant Cast.
Did you just say Toad Maguire?
Toad Maguire. Hey, Mario!
Oh, I was gonna go with X-Men. That's fine.
I'm Spider-Man now.
Oh my god, he's in 2 Marvel things now.
What's the other one?
X-Men and Spider-Man.
They both jump. But we all know Luigi was the best jumper. Mm-hmm. We had a previous podcast where on a lark we reviewed 3 video game cartoons.
Yes.
And we're like, oh my god, there are so many bad cartoons out there. Fuck that podcast. This is our new podcast, just reviewing the bad tunes. The next one on our list, Cosmic Christmas. 3 aliens come to Earth to discover the true meaning of Christmas. That's it. That's the explanation. This was in 1977. which, if you know anything about me, I love 70s really, really grimy, grungy animation. One of my heroes is the creator of Wizards. I'm gonna butcher his name because I do it all the time. Ralph Bakshi? Ralph Bakshi? Ralph Batkiss.
Cartoon.com.
.com.
And we're not sponsored, by the way.
But I'm really looking forward to Cosmic Christmas. Aliens First Christmas. The People's Family. I'm reading that right. The People's Family are the first humans on to move to the strange planet of Zolonia, and life has been strained, but never more so than on Christmas Eve.
Life is Strained, available now on Steam.
That's a mouthful. And then finally, The Night Before Christmas.
Before.
As in the letter B and the number 4. Entertainment for everyone. If you could see my hands, you'd get the joke. The Night Before Christmas is a 2003 animated Christmas special, no fucking duh, about a black elf named Elvin.
So a drow.
Who gets a D&D deep cut. Who gets fired by Santa after his 3rd day of work and decides to go to Los Angeles to become a rapper.
Oh God, he's a rapper too.
So we got 2
no.
things with aliens and 2 things with rappers. So first off, predictions. We haven't
Racism. Okay, I'm just gonna point this out.
Yes.
Elves have races? Like, there's white and black.
There's white
and
elves
Asian
and black elves. Elven is a species.
Okay.
And if you're an elf who, like, all elves are from Africa, the cradle of elvish civilization.
But, like, I assume they would be all from the North Pole, so wouldn't they all have the same skin? Or are elves from all over the world? In that case, why don't we see elves?
Well, elves
Answer that, fucking evolutionists.
The Night Before Christmas. Well, I think that's what it attempts to do. Are elves indigenous to the North Pole? Hence, they would only be white. Because
there's a lot of sun up there. They'd probably be kind of dark.
that's true.
Because they might look
What's
like...
the purpose of elven melanin?
Like, Inuits usually have a little bit darker skin, right?
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable talking about the skin tones of Inuits. I believe, yes, they are. Scandinavian people are very pale. But Inuits, I believe, are a little bit darker than that. But, I mean, if the elves originated from Africa, as man did, as hobbits did, then spread across the globe, and then millions of years later, after Western civilization and the Coca-Cola Corporation have invented the concept of Santa Claus, does Santa bus elves into the North Pole? Or are elves indigenous to the North Pole? Ergo, wouldn't they all be the same color?
Elves are all Snow White.
Yes.
Because the only people that live on the North Pole, who were born in the North Pole, are polar bears. Actually, they're bears, I just realized.
They're tiny bears.
I assumed that polar bears were just people until this very moment. I realized, wait a minute, they're probably bears.
Wait a minute. Bears can't vote.
They can't?
No.
That's an injustice.
Bears can't vote.
Available
or
now
own
on Steam.
They can't own property either.
Why not?
Because they're bears.
Who owns Santa's workshop?
Santa.
Hold on, is Santa not a bear?
I know he's covered in white hair.
So how come Mom and
a
Dad
man.
lied to me for my entire life?
Well, most parents do lie to their children about the Santa myth.
Myth?
Legend. Sorry. The Santa legend.
Are we watching Legends?
That's our 5th pick. We are watching Legend with Tim Curry, Tom Cruise, directed by Ridley Scott. It's a great film.
Just like Aliens First Christmas.
Aliens First Christmas.
Directed by Ridley Scott.
Predictions. This is where our show...
Okay.
Predictions for Rapsittie Christmas. I think unbearable.
Oh, it's going to be so unbearable listening to someone... It's probably going to be someone who cannot rap at all, writing all the lyrics, and then someone delivering them incredibly slowly, almost like beat poetry.
My prediction right now.
Yeah.
My name is blank, and I'm here to say.
I predict it.
I wish it was Christmas every day.
He's going to get a girlfriend
He's going to get a girlfriend.
who is a flower, and his best friend is a teddy bear,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to go on a cooking show with a chicken, and to a flea market with a frog.
If he learns martial arts from a sentient onion,
Yeah,
we might have winner for best Christmas
there we
special.
go.
Why does Parappa not have a Christmas special?
Does
I have an answer for that. It's because the majority of Japanese people are not Christian.
also I believe he was created by a Jew.
He was created by
His last name is Greenblatt.
the most
I think Rodney Allen.
Rodney Allen Greenblatt.
Maybe it's Rodney A. I can't speak.
Rob blah blah.
Rodney Greenblatt created Parappa and all of his friends.
Well, Rob blah blah, like most Japanese citizens, is Jewish. That's just, you have the Greenblatts, the Goldbergs, the Miyamotos, famous Jewish surnames.
Yes.
But they say those first, and then the first name last. Cosmic Christmas. I'm thinking it's going to be anywhere between an eyesore and a beautiful, like, disaster piece.
I was about to say, Chris, you're saying it's either going to be between a 0 and a 10 out of 10. Like, fuck you. That's every score.
That's true. But I think it's going to be really grungy. A lot of squamous lines. I don't know what I'm saying. 1970s animation has this really almost hard to define quality, impossible to define. The colors grimy. There we
I
go.
said crummy, which covers both. It looks like it's covered in crumbs, and it looks like it's made by R. Crumb.
I think it's going to feel like a fever dream.
Awesome.
And I believe it's going to be incomprehensible, and there will be no jokes. No jokes. Andy, what's your predictions for Aliens for Christmas?
Can I get the synopsis for that one again? It's the first family goes to
it's the People's Family. That's their name. Oh. That's what tricked me up when I read it. It's the People's Family are the first humans on to move to the strange planet of Zolonia. I did not write this. Someone at Kiss Cartoon did. And life has been strained, but never more so than on Christmas Eve. Human beings move to Zolonia. I'm thinking Hanna-Barbera. There's going to be like, what's that? It's a Christmas tree. What's a Christmas tree? And there will be no mention of Jesus Christ whatsoever, but Santa will be very prominently featured.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's me, your alien neighbor. Can I get some of those alien pebbles? Oh, can I get some moon rocks?
That's on my pebbles! And finally, the night before Christmas, Dog.
Oh, no.
Yo, Dog, what's up? A lot of white people writing dialogue they think plays to the urban market. Either they're going to attempt to pander to the urban market, or it's the opposite, which is even more cringeworthy. Look, these are how black people act. Isn't that funny?
Now, when you say urban,
yes,
like Keith Urban,
the Keith Urban Market.
Okay, cool.
I love this bar and grill.
I don't know any Keith Urban songs. I
don't think that's a Keith Urban song either.
I love this bar and grill. I don't think that's a song at all. I love
I
this
think that's
bar and grill.
I think that's a grill.
Let's get on.
I think that's a restaurant. So let's. But yeah, I as Andy predicted, either way, racism. It's going to be completely out of touch. A black elf. But hey, they did one thing The Witcher 3 did not.
What?
Black elves. How come in fantasy properties there are no black people, but you can have elves and dwarves? That's a question that was raised. It was levied against Dragon Age, which they fixed. But Witcher, they were like, no, it's in Scandinavia. You can't have a black elf. That's preposterous. But aren't a lot of the characters in this game like from other dimensions? Are you saying that other dimensions only have white people as well?
Yeah.
Like, black people are literally only on Earth in dimension 11679-A?
Yes.
Holy shit, that makes black people rarer than diamonds. Good for them, man. They should look at the positive aspects of not being featured in the game of the year.
I mean, white people also don't exist, though.
White people are a myth.
Every other fucking dimension.
Wait,
Every other dimension is dogs. Only dogs, no people.
Andy, white people don't exist? My parents have been lying to me this whole time?
Chris,
I thought Santa was a white person.
white people are just your parents dressing up in costumes. All of them.
I hope the people listening to this podcast never see pictures of us. So they never know how white we are. Like, we are...
Not
we're,
quite Seamus.
We're almost... I don't know. We're approaching Seamus levels. Can you count the veins in your hand? Okay. Well, we're going to watch the cartoons now. If you want to watch along, go ahead. And then we'll be right back with our reviews. We finished watching the Toons. They're fresh in our brain. Though I wish that they weren't, because they cause me such pain. This whole podcast.
Is that a wrap?
That was a wrap. That was a wrap. This whole podcast was a mistake. I think, Andy, what did you say like 5 minutes into our first cartoon? You said you were tendering your resignation. Yeah. He looked at me and said, I'm tendering my resignation from this project right now. We're actually going to talk about our first tune last. Because there's so much to go over. Rapsittie Kids.
I keep thinking you're going to rhyme. I keep thinking we're going to go over our first cartoon last. Stick with us. It'll be a blast. Or something like that. I don't know. Let's start talking about the one that doesn't rhyme.
Well, first I need to start the time. Because we don't want to...
Rhyme and time is the most overused fucking rhyme ever.
No, it isn't. It's Spiritual Miracle. Spiritual Miracle is the new overused rhyme. But there's so much to go... Rapsittie is so dense, we have to wait till the end. So we're going to talk about Cosmic Christmas first.
The most surprising one.
Most surprising one. The animation was not. It was grimy, but yet somehow oddly fluid. There was a way that things were done in the old days, especially from certain companies.
Well, Flash didn't fucking exist.
It was before Flash existed, that's true. But outside of Hanna-Barbera, which Hanna-Barbera was also very stiff, because it was about...
Hanna-Barbera was super cheap, though.
Yeah, exactly. It was about making the most out of little. That's why all the cartoon characters wore ties, is because they didn't want to have to animate the necks. So the collar and tie help separate the head from the body, so you would just flip the head.
I don't know if I want to say the most out of little. Maybe an acceptable amount out of a little. An
acceptable amount out of a little. But even Hanna-Barbera cartoons were very stiff. When you go into the independent scene, or a lot of stuff from a little company called, I think, Nelvana, the animation had this weird kind of fluidity to it. Characters' faces would distort and move in very over-exaggerated ways. If a character moved from one part of the screen to another very rapidly, they would almost become like rubber or putty. It's oddly hypnotic. There was a lot of that in this cartoon. It starts off in a dingy little town. A little redheaded brat who has a pet goose, which was named
Lucy.
And it took me a while to get. Andy, you had to point it out.
He kept going, why the fuck does he have a goose? And I'm like, it was just so they could make that pun.
And I was like, what pun?
Lucy, it's Lucy Goose.
So he has a goose that wears a hat and a sweater.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's snowing. Don't judge the goose.
We kind of get a layout of the town. It's showing all the people preparing for Christmas.
And they're all being really mean.
They're all being kind of dicks. There's a street gang of young urchins who start hassling.
Who are homeless.
They start hassling a Santa Claus who's collecting money for less fortunate people. And they're like, what you talking about, Santa? We're the less fortunate. And of course, as in every street gang, there's the inexplicably hot chick who's there with them. Andy, you said one of them looked like a JoJo character.
One of them is just Johnny Joestar. Like, to a T. He's got the star pants that are also his boots. He's got the beanie and the white hoodie. That's basically it. I mean, other than the blonde hair, that's it.
So essentially, a spaceship flies over.
And it's like a big black orb, so it's not like a UFO.
Well, we see that later. At first,
that's right,
it's
that's
just
right.
the fucking Star of Bethlehem. And this little
The
redheaded
what?
brat, the Star of Bethlehem. This little redheaded brat's like, hey, everyone, look! And they're like, we don't care about no aliens.
We don't listen to you, kid. You're crazy. You have a fucking pet goose.
He walks up to the chief of police, who's signing traffic tickets on Christmas Eve. It makes me wonder why the chief of police... He's dressed like a homicide detective. He's wearing like a brown trench coat. He has a buzz cut haircut and a mustache. But he looks like a homicide detective who's just ticketing cars.
There's like 3 police in the town, though.
They do point that out later.
They point that out. There's like, he gave the other 2 cops the night off.
Where's the rest of the police? I gave them the night off.
And this is not, it doesn't look like a very small town. Like,
apparently it is, though.
There's like 10 people in the whole town.
So he's like, hey, look, that's Star's moving. And of course, when the cop looks up, it's not. He's like, it's just a star, kid. The kid goes in the woods. As Annie mentions, the fucking Didac from Halo 4 just lands in the woods. This onyx sphere that then turns white and then opens. And the aliens who pop out, not what we were expecting.
Yeah,
what were you expecting? When I said the aliens, as 3 aliens come to Earth, discover the true meaning of Christmas.
Well, the most obvious would be like Greys.
Yeah.
Or something really silly, like another cartoon we watched that we'll get into later.
I thought Little Green Men.
Yeah.
Or E.T. No, they are tall, statuesque.
Angelic, almost.
Angelic. They're supposed to be kind of a allegorical bridge to the 3 wise men.
Who are aliens.
Who are also aliens. One of them is just a tall black guy, so it's like, other than looking like a member of Earth, Wind, and Fire, he's not really alien because he's wearing long purple robes with sequins. Does it not look like the album cover to Earth, Wind, and Fire? Because it's a big orb surrounded by trees.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then a black guy wearing a purple robe walks out.
I don't think there was enough Egyptian iconography in it for it to be Earth, Wind, and Fire. Add in a pyramid and just shitloads of scarabs, and you got it.
One guy's just a purple guy, except he has like weird, like crustacean-like eyebrows. They well, not crustacean, more like fish. His eyebrows kind of flip upwards.
Yeah, and I want to say they like move a few times.
Yeah, they kind of move. They kind of twitch on their own. And then the third guy is an honest to God goodness alien. He's a big, round-headed guy.
And his skin changes colors sometimes.
His skin changes colors. His mouth's inverted. He has big, black, round eyes. So these are more of like we are far superior to your civilization. These are not bumbling aliens like, what's Christmas? Right off the fucking bat, expectations shattered. They say they are there because 2,000 years ago, there was an anomaly above Earth that was seen by other planets far away, and they're there to investigate. And the kid goes, oh, it's the Star of Bethlehem. They're like, the what? The Star of Bethlehem. What is this Star of Bethlehem? Oh, it's when Jesus Christ was born. Jesus Christ, the Savior of man. I was wrong. Out of nowhere, Jesus Christ gets a name drop in this.
Now, it's not to the point where it's like one of those really religious cartoons. It's just a little bit of, this is what Christmas is about. It's not like one of those, how they have like VeggieTales and shit like that, where it's like, it's supposed to hammer into the kids that Christmas is really about Jesus.
Yeah, they're not going to turn to the camera and be like, Jesus Christ, who was born. But the JC gets a name drop was impressive. I dare say this is the most Christian thing I've ever seen. If we're talking like the true meaning of Christmas, we're going to get into that later. This thing was full of surprises. One of the weirdest things was the aliens themselves moved at like 5 frames per second slower than the rest. So they looked alien. Everyone is about 30 frames per second. They're at like 15.
At first I thought it was like, oh, did they lose some animation or something? Like, did they lose a few frames or something? But then you kind of see that it's only them that ever drop an animation. So it's obviously on purpose.
So there will be scenes where the kid is in the same shot as the aliens moving in tandem. and the aliens are slowed down. Very unique visual effect.
Oh, yeah.
They also have a flying cartoon robot that can turn into other things that falls in love with the goose.
That part, maybe not my favorite part, but whatever.
So the kid tells the aliens he's going to show them the meaning of Christmas, what the meaning of the Star of Bethlehem was. He takes them to different areas. He says, we're all nice, we're all peaceful, and we're all about brotherhood. And then he shows them the worst of humanity on accident. And the aliens are, is this what you call brotherhood? And I keep thinking executive producer Harlan Ellison is going to pop up. This is an episode of The Twilight Zone where they get on their spaceship and they're like, we will take these messages back to our planet. And they go to some serene planet and like, this is what the humans taught us. And he pulls out a gun and just starts shooting people. This is how they say, I love you. Bam, bam. But the things he's showing them aren't that bad.
Yeah, they really aren't.
They're not. It's like a guy's upset because his buddy say, hey, did you see the spaceship? So even though no one believed the kid, out of nowhere, people are hyper aware the aliens exist. Hey, did you see the spaceship? And the guy's like, oh, that's probably my competitor. He runs another store doing a Christmas promotion to put me out of business.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that. He doesn't really say that.
He does.
He gets in a huff. And the alien's like, is this brotherhood? No, it's a shopkeeper. He's kind of mad.
The stuff they show in the beginning is worse than any of the stuff that they show the aliens.
He shows the poor kids in their treehouse. Not treehouse. That sounds whimsical. He shows the poor kids in their shed that's dilapidated. And they talk about maybe kidnapping the goose to eat. Because they're hungry. Because guess what? These poor kids who were saying, haha, homeless kids. Oh shit, homeless. The street punks are actually homeless. This is fucking sad. So he takes them back to, the kid takes them to his parents. This is a very short film, by the way.
Oh yeah, very.
He takes him to his parents. His parents are like, oh my god, aliens exist. We should probably teach him about Christmas.
Yeah, they don't pull out a gun or anything.
His grandma is like, Christmas in the 70s is too commercial. Proving that every old person today complains about what their grandparents complained about. Meaning that this humble slice of Americana that we have never existed.
Yeah, Whole Foods is corporate.
Nah. But it's like when you go back to watch like a 50s cartoon and they're like, Christmas is too commercial. It's like, did we ever really have that time where Christmas wasn't commercial? Did that ever really exist? Maybe in the 30s when we all lived in tiny shacks in fear of our lives of the dust swarms and the swarms of locusts, and we'd have to go with our grandpappy to kill jackrabbits by the thousands. Maybe then we had Christmas and it mattered.
I've heard it might have happened around maybe 0. Like 0 is probably when I've heard that Christmas was like important. After that, not so much.
So like literally the first Christmas after Jesus died.
No, literally the Christmas that Jesus was born on.
I'm sorry, I'm stupid. I still think AD means after death. It means Anno Domini, which
because he didn't live for 33 years that weren't documented.
That's right. There's a 30-year gap between BC and AD where it's just Jesus time. It's on a calendar.
JT, Jesus time.
It's on a calendar and he's like has it circled with a big explosion symbol. Jesus time.
So you write a JT, right, for Jesus time? No, it's a picture of my face.
I got shades on.
It's just 20 and then a picture of Jesus.
What's this last day on Jesus time? The one with the cross. Oh man, that's bummer day.
It's because those Romans, they were really cross with me.
That's the start of bummer vacation. Jesus Christ, how I spent my bummer vacation, a Tiny Toons movie. So the teens make good on their promise. They kidnap the goose. Meanwhile, the whole town has found the alien spaceship, and they're demanding the aliens come out. It's so weird that they go from disbelief to mobilizing off screen.
It's probably because the aliens never fucking move their ship.
That's true.
Somebody probably drove by and was like, what the fuck?
These aliens are like, hey, guess what? Life on other planets exists. You're just a small part in a multiverse of billions of civilizations over millions of planets. I gotta figure out what Christmas is. I'll get back to you on that. It's important, but the priorities, man.
How do we solve all the world's problems? Okay, Christmas. I promise this kid I'm gonna come to his Christmas party.
Dude, I will teach you how to live forever in peace and harmony. But first, what is a Bing Crosby? Is that some sort of laser? The town is mobilized. There is a scene where the mayor and the chief of police are getting phone calls. Like, oh, you saw an alien ship? Whatever, who cares? Well, guess we better check it out. Oh, they're right. The chief of police, God love him, doesn't care. He's like, come on, aliens, I'm going to count to 10, then you come out. He hears the parents and the little boy screaming, help, they stole our goose! And the chief of police just drops the whole alien angle. Is like, a robbery? That's what's really important.
That's what Christmas is all about. Robberies.
The punk kid, the Johnny Joestar looking motherfucker, falls through the ice on a lake. The goose escapes, but he's drowning. The little boy goes in to help him. He falls in and he starts drowning. The human beings at the end. The humans form a chain by holding each other's hands to try and grab onto a tree and then grab the little boys and pull them out, but they don't have enough people. And they scream to the aliens, you gotta help, you gotta help. And they're like, we are forbidden to help, we must observe. The boys die, the end, can't trust aliens, intergalactic war.
The alien's like, oh, well 10 minutes ago you were gonna kill us, so fuck you.
Guess what? This is how StarCraft starts. Right here. The Protoss are not having Christmas. No, so the aliens are like, hey, maybe this is what Christmas is, we'll help. They pull the boys out, they're all concerned about the redhead boy, and they start talking about locking the punk kid up. They're like, he stole the goose. That's not his goose. Lock his ass in jail. And the grandma...
Let him freeze to death.
Yeah, they're... And it's doing the whole scary thing where, like, it's shot from underneath, and they're all, like, angry, like, they're so angry their faces are distorted. They're rabid dogs ready to throw this boy in jail. And the grandma is like, I bet he stole that goose because he's homeless. And it's Christmas. And they all realize, oh yeah, as a society, we let them down. Let's feed these poor kids. So everyone has a party at the redheaded kid's house. It's Christmas. We're all happy.
The goose and the robot fuck.
The goose and the robot are in love, but the robot has to leave and the goose cries. We were kidding about the goose and the robot having a thing for each other until the last shot where you see the goose crying. I'm like, oh my God, that goose wanted to fuck that robot. So the aliens fly away. They make a giant angel in the sky, almost out of fireworks as they leave. And they're like, oh, that's the real meaning of Christmas. And we're like, holy shit. This movie is teaching us the way to fight crime is through charity. This is the most Christian film, like old school Christian. It's
old school Christian, but in a way, also Scientologists.
It is. There's a little bit of Scientology in there. They're also aliens.
Aliens.
I thought it was going to be a reverse Come Sail Away With Me. It turns out the aliens were angels all along. It's like, dude, I am Jesus. By the way, Jesus is black,
and an alien.
I'll forgive you for that, because Jesus is also an earth, wind, and fire.
Hold on. Elves have races, aliens have races, humans have races.
The human race, yeah.
Oh my God, I never got that. It was all in front of me all along.
So yeah, I mean, it was shockingly good, touching, taught a lesson. You know, everyone gets along at the end, and it's like, hey, man, maybe these people who are unwanted and unloved in society who cause problems would be better if we showed them compassion instead of damning them. And maybe Christmas is a time for forgiveness. Now, Andy, I ask you, old school animation.
Yes.
A Canadian animation company and Earth, Wind, and Fire. What do all these have in common? Well, they share a lot of commonality with a certain animated film that I was going to talk about much later in this podcast, the series of podcasts. I was going to wait until episode like 15 or something to bring it up. I have a movie that is my favorite movie of all time. It's called Rock and Rule.
So why did you ask me?
I'm teeing up.
This is
something.
a long question.
This was directed by the same guy who made Rock and Rule.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that going into it. I assumed it within 3 minutes of watching it.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised to see that I was right. If you haven't seen Rock and Rule, I'm going to talk about that at the end of the show during my Chris Recommends section. Again, wasn't planning on having a Chris Recommends on the first episode, but now I have to. But Rock and Rule is the epitome of what I love about non-Disney animation. It's aggressively for adults, but without trying to be like heavy metal or something.
Yeah.
It's not trying to push the boundaries of good taste or shit. It's just a adult sci-fi story that's told with really grungy, grimy. I know I keep using those words over and over again, but that's the only words I can use to describe it. Animation, and it's a very punk rock kind of movie. So yeah, a Christmas special made by these guys. I'm fucking in like Flynn. Cosmic Christmas, but it gets my film with it.
What the fuck competition does it have?
What the fuck competition does it have? Well, we're going to talk about another thing with aliens. But right now, I just need to say that was our thoughts. Well, Andy, was there anything else you want to bring up on Cosmic Christmas? Or should we put a bow on Cosmic Christmas?
Let's talk about Cosmic Christmas for the rest of the night and ignore the other movies.
I'm sorry, but that was Cosmic Christmas. On to Aliens First Christmas. What can we say about Aliens First Christmas?
Well, there's something surprising, but I think we'll probably leave that at the very end.
Speaking of surprising, this thing was anything but. It was the most by the numbers. Everything I turned to Andy not 5 minutes in and said, this is everything I just expected.
This is just fucking...
The humor is the aliens don't know what Christmas is.
It's...
Merry Kickmas.
It's just stupid fish out of water bullshit humor.
Have a Harry...
fucking Jetsons mixed with Flintstones.
Have a Harry Clocksmiths.
Yeah.
Harry Clocksmiths, everybody. Essentially, this is actually a sequel to a show called The Aliens Next Door that I was unaware of. But it is like Andy said, Jetsons level animation of this human family who moves to Earth because the husband gets a job transfer. Sorry. This human family, Andy's giving them the strangest look. This human family moves to an alien planet.
Are you from Earth? That's where humans are from. I think we just blew Chris's cover. No wonder he wanted us to watch all these alien movies.
I'm Black Jesus, Andy.
Oh my God.
He's
wearing a robe right now.
I'm wearing a robe. I appreciate the music of Earth, Wind, and Fire.
He came to this Earth on the 21st night of September.
I can't. Anyway, this human person gets a job transfer to Zaxxon or what was it called?
It's right there. It's Zolan.
Oh, Zolonia.
Zaxxon's
a video game. He gets transferred to Zolonia through his job of all things. And
they say it's a zillion light years away.
It's a zillion light years away.
Which is impossible.
But
how could they travel that far?
Well,
it'd be like, hey, you're getting a job transfer. Your great-great-great-great-grandchild is going to work this job.
They proved in Star Trek Voyager that if you go past the speed of light, then you regress into weird lizard creatures that then have sex on an alien planet and lay a bunch of eggs.
That's not true.
I believe maybe Star Trek Voyager.
Maybe they just fold space.
Like you de-evolve. Oh, so like A Wrinkle in Time? I think A Wrinkle in Time has a lot more to do with Cosmic Christmas than this. This is just, you get on a rocket ship that's fast and now you're on Zolonia. There's no hard science. So the whole thing is they're alien next door neighbors who look vaguely familiar. I'm going to let you talk about that. Don't understand why these humans are upset. Because they're missing Kickmas. Kickmas, who cares about Kickmas? But it's important to us and we don't have any of our presents. And they don't have any presents because somehow when they moved to this alien planet, they brought all their Christmas decorations with them. But the husband, who's a George Jetson type, he's a bumbling idiot.
Almost like a copy and paste and just change the hair.
Oh, he's the dad, but he's aggressive, but also really dumb. Great archetype there, guys. I haven't seen that in every fucking cartoon.
He's skinny and has bad posture. Never heard of that before.
At least he shaves, unlike George Jetson. He wants to hook up their lights, but the lights for their tree won't work with Zolonian solar power. Something about probably, I don't know, their sun gives off different light rays or something. So he makes a generator out of alien technology. which is commendable. And she's all like, oh, honey, you're so stupid. Nothing you build works. It's like, bitch, this is from an alien civilization. And I am a lowly office worker who is expendable enough to be transferred to another world and not be missed at my former employer. And I have somehow made a machine that half works. I would be considered an Einstein on my home planet.
And they have been here less than a year.
Less than a year.
Because this is their first Christmas here.
This is their first Christmas here. However, we don't know. Maybe a Zolonian year is like 5 of our years.
They would still only be there for one of our years, though.
That's true. Do you think they're on like crazy jet lag? Like they're waking up at all times of the day. He's always late to work because it's like, hey, you're 3 days late for work. And he's like, but I was here 4 hours ago. Not all planets have the same calendars. That's the joke. Anyway, he blows up their Christmas lights with a crappy generator. They're all crying. We don't have Christmas. There's a little boy who talks like a man and looks like a man.
Yeah.
Is upset because, hey, now we're not going to have Christmas anymore. And that's when the alien neighbors decide we'll throw them a Christmas. The Zolonians, we'll throw them a Christmas for them. What do the neighbors look like, Andy? They're green and they're aliens. But what do they... Describe them to me in terms I might understand.
Okay, well, one is a portly man.
Yeah?
He's pretty big. His wife is a little more of note, though.
Yeah.
Because when you think about a big, fat, portly man and his wife, who has a wedge-shaped nose and lipstick and red hair, there's usually a show that comes to mind.
She is Lois Griffin.
Unequivocally. That is fucking Lois Griffin.
She is a green Lois. It is shocking.
She even has a similar voice.
She talks like this, and she's a green Lois. And I'm not trying to do a Lois impersonation. Yeah. I'm doing a person of Mavo, I think her name is. She's a green Lois Griffin. It is fucking bonkers. And Annie's not kidding. She has the wedge-shaped nose, the triangle-shaped head, the round eyes, red hair. She's just green. And she nags at her fat dope of a husband who doesn't look like Peter Griffin. He looks like Jake Sherman from The Critic, except if he was a bug.
Also, he moves almost exactly like Fred Flintstone. It's creepy.
They have that Hanna-Barbera kind of looping animation when they walk. This thing reeks of 1960s. It looks like a 1960s. Like, you put it on, it fits along with Yogi Bear and Stop the Pigeon, or is it Stop the Pigeon or Catch the Pigeon? I can never remember. Wacky Races, stuff like that.
Perils of Penelope Pitstop. I'm trying to... I've got a pop filter so I can say Perils of Penelope Pitstop as much as I want.
You had the pop filter on your side of the mic. We're using one mic because we're poor. I don't on mine, so I'll just say the dangerous times of that lady who was in the previous... Oh, I said a P! Damn it!
If you just don't completely face the mic, it won't catch the P's and K's.
You're right.
You don't even need a pop filter if you slightly askew.
The dangerous time that Yogi Bear's friend had. Anyway. So, it's fish out of water humor. The aliens decide that, hey, we'll put on a Christmas... Oh, they need a spine tree. So they get a fucking spinal column.
They come up to someone... just a human in the streets, and they Sub-Zero spinal cord rip right out of his back.
It's a spine tree. So they get a tree with spines. They need to dress him up like Santa Claus.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's the joke, I guess. So he looks like Santa Claus, except he has a clock on his belt.
And they have to burn the stockings, which I don't understand.
They burn the stockings.
I don't understand that one bit.
Santa's always hoeing, so they give him a hoe and he goes in the backyard and he hoes. The humans decide to go Christmas caroling to make it feel more like Christmas.
She has to dress up like Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah. They all worship someone named Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
She's married to Santa Claus.
She's their god. No, it's like, it's funny because they all speak English. The aliens, all of them, not just the neighbors. It's not like, oh, our neighbors know English. We should learn their language to share with them. No, everybody in the whole fucking town knows English.
Maybe the planet.
Maybe the whole planet. Maybe this is an English-speaking planet.
They could have babblefish.
But I don't know. I mean, English is always the language that takes over people's. Like this is our culture encroaching on the Zlonians. No, but somehow she knows the name Carol.
That's true.
And exclusively is like, okay, they worship someone named Christmas Carol. That is something that only someone very familiar with English and English names would know. It's not an alien thing. That's a fucking English thing.
The aliens do all have names that are kind of like human, just like one letter off.
Like instead of Mabel, it's Mabo.
Yeah, it's stuff like...
What was his name?
it was like Charlie.
It was like Charlie, but...
Charlick. He was Charlick instead of Charlie.
Charlick Jr.
That's the weakest saga of my next door my neighbor's an alien.
It's Piccolo.
Saga. My neighbor's...
Do you need someone to watch your son?
My neighbor's a Namekian. Do you need someone to watch your son for like a year? We're gonna go to the woods. That's the Dragon Ball Christmas special. Master Piccolo, can I open my presents? No. No, I'm gonna blow up the moon. Merry Christmas. So, essentially, the humans, they see the terrible mess the aliens had made, but they're like, good intentions. You're great. Then the real Santa shows up, who can travel through space, I guess.
And he doesn't need a helmet or nothing.
He gives them actual presents, an actual tree. So it's kind of like rude to the aliens.
Yeah, it's like, fuck us.
What if the Charlie Brown Christmas special ended with someone walking by and saying, oh, that is a great little tree, Charlie Brown, but fuck that! Check out this giant tree I got the last damn second! Also, the Great Pumpkin King isn't real, you dumb fucks. That's me flipping you guys off.
He steals Linus's blanket. Just drives away with it.
Fuck your blanket, Linus. That guy was great. He gave us a real tree and picked on Linus. Yeah. Also, he can dry.
That guy was great. What do you think, Goku?
I can only do anime voices. And when I say I'm not doing like specific anime characters, I am doing any character in the background of an anime. Oh my god, aliens.
Okay, any fucking American English dub of anime, all the characters are going to sound the same. So you might as well just do one voice and then all of them are going to be the same.
These aliens are my neighbors now and they're celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, what do you think, Luffy?
So...
Oh, hey guys, I'm here too. It's me, Piccolo. Just kidding, I'm Zoro.
So Santa comes by. He says, Merry Christmas, everyone. And the dad's like, oh, it's Santa, you crazy old man.
The dad should have been just, shut up.
The Jay Sherman looking alien, under his breath goes, oh, that's what Santa looks like. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. Everyone is like talking about like, hey, oh, it's a real Christmas tree. I can't believe Santa's real. Santa really showed up. And like, almost like cross-talking, which rarely ever happens in animation, where multiple characters are talking at the same time, unless they're making a point of that. Under his breath, almost dejected, Charlotte goes, oh, that's what Santa looks like. I think he has marriage problems with his wife. He's full of a lot of self-hate.
He's pissed that she lied about Santa.
He's embarrassed.
Oh, Chris is leaving out the best part. When Santa comes, it starts fucking snowing.
That's true.
And the aliens are like, what the fuck is this? Are we dying?
It is just like the SpongeBob Christmas special where it snows underwater and no one knows what to do.
I was saying it's the end of the movie version of Dune when it starts raining on Arrakis.
Charlie opens up his eyes and they're bright blue.
Yeah. I mean, they look kind of sluggish. Maybe they are Shahid Hulud.
And I just want to say I would have much preferred Yardowski's Aliens First Christmas. To make a Christmas movie, it's like being married to a woman. You have to rape her. Because when you rape the Christmas movie, that's how you get a son.
Jesus Christ.
I'm Alejandro Yardowski. Thank you for watching my rape-filled Christmas film. Good night. So, highlight of the whole thing was something I joked about actually happened. When the human beings go to Christmas Carol to make it feel more like home, all the aliens turn their lights on and start screaming, "Yo, shut up! Shut up! we're trying to sleep in here. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what would happen if you just start singing in a civilization that's not prepared for it.
I mean, that's exactly what happens on Earth, though.
That's true. That's true. Because of the war on Christmas.
I'm trying to sleep.
It's the war on Christmas because of Starbucks.
It's the fucking war on Christmas. The aliens are coming from their planet, and they're ripping out our spines, turning them into trees.
No, the aliens are coming from their planet and being like, hey, what's the meaning of this Christmas thing? Also, I noticed you got a goose there. I got a robot. Just saying, I'm looking to get some robot puppies. Robot puppy mills. So, what do you think of this?
I think that anyone who hasn't seen Jodorowsky's Dune is going to be very disturbed by everything you said.
It's true.
Because
I know I made a rape joke, but in defense, it was a very high-class, deep-cut rape joke.
it's a deep cut, so nobody's going to know, and they're just going to think you're fucking
I
insane.
think I'm crazy. Jodorowsky's Dune is available on DVD.
I think it's on Netflix.
If you're a cinemaphile, watch that. Do not watch Aliens First Christmas. My review of this film, it stinks. Because he looks like Jay Sherman.
Peter.
Go to the alien stag party.
Peter, we gotta save Kickmas.
Kickmas, Peter. Any thoughts on Aliens First Christmas?
I'm gonna be blocking it from my thoughts for the rest of my life. Don't watch it. Oh wait, did we talk about what happened before? Because the people might want to hear the weird thing that happened with Alien.
What was that?
Well, there's two weird things about it. One, we thought it was made in the 60s.
Oh, that's true.
It was made in 1990 Either that or it was found in 1991.
I looked it up. This is from 1990. The animation quality is so poor. I was for certain this was something from the 60s that was lost. Maybe the 70s.
Should have been lost forever.
This was 1991. Like, what other cartoons? This is like a few years removed from the reboot of Felix the Cat. This is a few years, like maybe 3 or 4 years away from Ren and Stimpy. In 1990, this is after Transformers, Thundercats, and things of that nature, and they're still using this so antiquated. And I get being a retro throwback. I like that. I respect retro throwbacks, because I'm a huge fan of animations in all forms. But it was the worst kind of retro throwback because it was so poor, and the colors had that really muted, desaturated kind of content you would see in a 60s cartoon. You know how everything in the 60s looked all shades of brown almost? Like it was
That's
almost
how the world looked
like
in the 60s, Chris.
But everything looked like it was a bad, it looked like it was a bad transfer. It looked like like when you get a book from the library and you use a scanner to take a picture of it. Millennials are not going to understand this. And it comes out and all the colors are faded.
Chris, both of us are millennials.
Shut up.
The cutoff for millennials is 35.
Shut up.
Both of us are under 35.
Shut up. No. 95 things
Chris,
only a 90s kid would understand.
Chris,
Disney's
put
done.
away, Chris, put away your iPhone. Stop it, you fucking millennial. What are you checking BuzzFeed?
You're with your beauty pies.
Oh, the second thing is there was an intro.
Oh, God.
Someone made in Go Animate.
Okay, so full disclosure, what we're doing might not be legal. We are watching these on YouTube. We're watching them on Kiss Cartoon. We're watching them on Watch Cartoon Online.
How the fuck are we gonna find this legally?
We don't know the legalities of these things.
How in fucking God's name?
But we don't know if we're breaking the law or not. So we have that.
Plausible deniability.
Plausible
Although
deniability.
saying that out loud
We no longer
negates
have
it.
I think what you're planning is premeditated murder.
Okay. Anyway, though, there was a Go Animate video in the style of the grounded videos.
Whoa. These are a thing.
Yes.
I was not aware that grounded was a thing.
You're not aware of grounded.
I am not aware. I am not a millennial. I have rejected my millennial
You are definitely
status.
a millennial. But people in Go Animate make videos. I can't remember what the first one was, but it's about a kid who wants to go to Chuck E. Cheese. And his parents will not let him go to Chuck E. Cheese. And when he gets grounded, he does the same dance they do in the video, where it's kind of like Cabbage Patching, but he makes it look like a tantrum.
For those who don't know who Go Animated is, it is a program.
It is Family Guy Maker, program.
It is a program that will let you make cartoons rather quickly in the style of Family Guy.
Except with Microsoft Sam voices.
Where everyone has Microsoft Sam voices.
Penny, you are expelled for breaking your teacher's leg.
My leg won't recover 4,000 of years. You are a bad student.
It's amazing.
This thing... and they knew they were putting it on before this particular movie.
Yeah.
Because the guy's like, before we watch Aliens First Christmas, before your feature presentation, I have a message for April. You are grounded.
But we won't talk that much about it. I just want to say, it was very surreal seeing that before a movie. Just imagine going to a theater and seeing that. That's what I dream of.
Yes. I promise you, America, if you help me make Radio Mars into a major motion picture, Radio Mars being the name of my book that I've taken 9 years to write,
which he's doing just so he can get a Go Animate thing.
I will open the film with the Go Animates that particularly calls out one person and tells them that they are grounded. See, I did not know. I thought this was a madman who had a vendetta against someone.
I think they do.
And was trying to get back at them in the weirdest way possible, like a man-child. Because the whole cartoon is about telling someone that someone makes a grounded video about someone, and then her parents get so angry that they grounded someone, they make that woman delete her YouTube account and then tell her to go to bed while they watch, and she cries, and you know
that
how
makes it sound really creepy.
How you cry is you type it out. It is WAAAAA. You make a wah, like wah. But Microsoft Sam reads it as wah, 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 wah. So every time this woman cries,
goes on for 2
wah,
minutes.
wah, 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 2 minutes uninterrupted. So now that I know this is a comedy bit,
yeah,
kind of cheapens it. I literally thought, hey, I know. Everyone really wants to see this Aliens First Christmas thing. So this is gonna get millions of hits. Perfect time to get back at that slut. I'm gonna wreck her life. It's like baby's first Gamergate. That's what this was.
What you're not realizing is it could be both. It could possibly be both. It could be someone using this comedy bit to get back at one specific person. Like this, I know this person loves Alien Next Door so much. They're gonna watch this shit. I'm getting back at them. Anyway.
Becky? Yeah, it's Chad. I know we haven't talked since the breakup. It was messy. How you holding up? I know I said some things. Hey, real quick, what's your favorite obscure cartoon that definitely isn't on YouTube right now? Okay. Well, Merry Christmas. And thus begins my nefarious plot.
I'm just imagining fucking Light from Death Note, like, doing his scheming thing, and this is what he does. He makes a Go Animate video.
I'm just imagining him opening the... I don't know much about Death Note, but I'm just...
to plan.
He opens the Death Note and just writes Aliens First Christmas.
No, it's the grounded note. It grounds people. Whoever's name you write in the grounded note is grounded for years.
Okay, so apparently this episode will need homework. Go YouTube and look up grounded. I guess I needed to do that.
I am Chuck E.
Okay, that was Aliens First Christmas and the bonus cartoon that preceded it.
Okay, next cartoon.
Next cartoon! Now it's time for The Night Before Christmas, a 2003... from what a lot of people think is the golden age of animation, the 2000s. You know, they're wrong. They're dead wrong. This proves it. Though I do love the Dexters. I do love the Powerpuff Girls.
Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Those are all great. This is one of the cheapest, ugliest, dumbest things I've ever seen. Not quite as racist as I assumed it would be.
I would say not even half as racist as I thought it would be. Just the title alone, I was like, oh god, this is going to be so racist.
Yeah. We thought this was going, as we hypothesized, corporate white America trying to pitch to the urban market.
I was pleasantly surprised that they hired rappers
Yes.
People who know how to fucking rap. So it's not like they were like disrespecting rap that much or anything like that.
The whole thing rhymes, but it is rhyming in a Night Before Christmas
Yes.
style.
Mixed with the rap.
We thought
So, like-
that would be the extent of it.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh God, this is what they think rap is. But there is a scene where the characters rap, and it's actually the voice actors rapping.
Yeah.
There are musical sections of this movie that do not work.
It ruined it.
That ruin it.
The first like, I want to say 8 or so minutes, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I see what this is going for.
yeah.
I like it. Then they start this fucking AMV bullshit where they just reuse all the animation. I'm getting ahead of myself, but it
pretty
ruined
bad.
the movie for
But
me.
the first scene where the actual actors are rapping,
Yeah.
they're fucking rapping.
Yeah, they're really good.
There was not a my name is blank
Yeah.
and I'm here to say that staying in school is pretty gay.
I don't think that would be in it.
This was made for children. That's homophobic. That's on the elves though, not me. But we thought Black Elf, we thought he would be...
Yeah, that's probably more Kiss Cartoon's fault. I bet the DVD box art doesn't say a black elf.
That's true. It's just a black elf name. The fact that the elf is black has nothing to do
Yeah.
with it.
Like,
But we thought he was going to be a jive talking sucker.
yeah.
That's us. That's us.
If I see B4
That's
in a
true.
title, I'm going to think that.
But does that make us racist, or are we too reactionary? Does that mean we're too sensitive? Or is that reverse racism? Is it double reverse racism? Because as I've been taught, double reverse racism is for the birds. C-Lab last season, check it out. So yeah, I feel kind of bad for assuming the worst. The elves in the North Pole are mixed races, so that answers the question we had.
Also, the ones that aren't, what's the main character's name?
Elven.
Elvin. The one, which is ridiculous because they're all
Elven.
elvish,
That's funny, he doesn't look elvish.
but other than,
Discworld, available at your local library.
other than him and his parents, all the other ones have like no detail at all.
Did I say library? I meant to say library.
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 But like all the other elves I noticed, they're like horrifying because some of them don't even have noses and stuff. So
This is from the era of animation I like to call the jagged years.
Yeah.
It's a very particular style of animation where everything is hyper angular and the detail lines, the black outlines of characters are all over the place. Some characters are too thick, some characters are too thin.
it kind of reminded me very much so of something that would be on Fox Kids or something.
Mhm.
A lot of shows use that same animation. In fact, I'm probably going to look it up and I'm probably going to find some of the same credits.
It reminded me of Johnny Bravo when Johnny Bravo made that weird animation switch out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There was
When Susie just completely changed.
like the way the character
Yeah.
of Susie and Johnny Bravo just completely flipped. So it reminded me. I even postulated this was made by the Johnny Bravo guy, but I don't think it was. I think his name was Van Parbles.
I have no idea.
I always want to say Van Peebles. I'm like, yeah, sweet Slingback's badass song starring Johnny Bravo. Hey there, Pam Grier. I like your hair.
Okay, we're about 5 minutes.
I can't make a Johnny Bravo Pam Grier joke.
We're about 5 minutes into the thing, and we haven't even talked about the plot at all. Let's just go broad strokes. It's basically the elf wants to be a dentist story, except this time it's rapper instead of dentist.
Yes.
He goes out and he's going to Cali to become a rapper.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. LL Cool J, available on iTunes.
God fucking damn. Anyway, for some reason he lands in fucking Portland, Oregon. And I was like, that's the weird... No, are there even rappers in Portland, Oregon? Like, it's such a weird place to go.
I bet there's a lot of ironic rappers.
That's true.
In Portland.
I mean, are there any, like, good rappers in Portland, Oregon?
Oh, we're gonna find out that the best rappers are from Portland.
I highly doubt
we're
that.
We're gonna be shit talking and we're gonna look it up. It's like, oh,
wait a minute. ATL is in Portland, Oregon.
yeah. You thought Atlanta, Georgia? No, man. It's a street in Portland.
Yeah.
Big Boy, the whole Dungeon family.
Yeah.
Biggie Big? Biggie Big's from Portland?
Fucking Oregon, of course. But it's great though because his car gets run over. His car gets run over
By a truck.
by a truck in Portland.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've heard of the mean streets of New York and getting like, oh God, I'm not prepared for the city. But just a random rural road in Portland, Oregon, that does not sound like somewhere where you'd get like run off the road.
It's a harsh lesson though, is
Yeah.
that violence is everywhere, man.
That's true.
When you least suspect it, that's where it happens.
But then he gets picked up by an anthropomorphic buff dog
Who's named Pup Daddy.
whose name's Pup Daddy.
And
oh,
then we realize we're in for a bad time.
we should also point out Elvin's rap name.
Yes. You just say it.
I don't.
Just say
You
it.
say it.
I can't remember it. No, it's Slim Shorty.
Yeah, it's Slim Shorty.
He's Slim Shorty. So you have a black elf that you point out that he's black so much that it says in the description, a black elf.
Could be Kiss Cartoons'
That
fault.
could be their fault, though. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And he takes his name from a notoriously white rapper.
Who sucks?
In the time period.
Who sucks? I hate Eminem.
I do not like Eminem either. But in the time period, this is when the fact that Eminem had the audacity to be a white rapper was a point of much contention. And I believe that contention was not birthed from how dare a white guy try to rap, because we have a ton of white rappers that preceded Eminem. In fact, some old school hip hop guys were rap. The Beastie Boys
We're white.
were white. Did I say we're
You
rap?
said they were rap.
God damn it!
I am
can't talk.
personified rap.
I don't like mixing rap and hip hop. Some people will say they're different things, and then when you ask them to clarify, they'll walk away. But no, but
I
some
will blend country music and Western music.
some old school hip hop guys were white, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I believe the birth of contention of Eminem is that he was kind of trailer park trashy white. He was aggressively white with his whiteness, to which he was
Seamus White.
I always thought, oh, are they just trying to say that he sucks? Like he's white in the way that in 1980s comedians were like, white guys walk like this. Oh, hello, I'm walking down the street. Anyway.
Also, people like to complain about rap being violent. Eminem is the most violent. Like all of his raps.
But it's always like violence towards women.
Yeah, exactly. He raps like he's a fucking school shooter or something. It's like, I don't know. He raps like...
We're gonna have so many people like, no, actually Eminem, blah, blah, blah. I just don't like him. I don't take umbrage with the content of his music. All rap is like that to a point. I don't know. I don't like the persona of his character. I don't like the Slim Shady persona.
Also, anyone who says he's the fastest rapper, he's not.
He's not the fastest
He's not.
rapper. He's not.
Anyway,
I still think Busta's faster.
Besides the point.
So anyway, he takes his name from the one white guy in the rap game at the time.
And the dog
is Pup Daddy.
And there's a million dog-based rappers.
In 2003, Puff Daddy was already over, right?
Yeah.
Like he was already like, oh, no, we're done. We're
he's
done.
A fucking dog. And there's a million rap songs and rap artists.
Snoop fucking Dogg. Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. But anyway, though. So they meet a big buff dog and
By the way, only time they use the word dog as in, yo, my dog, one time. I was like,
Thank
what
God.
the fuck?
Thank fucking God.
All my predictions are skewed.
They only use bling once. Another one of my pet peeves.
But they say blinged out.
Yeah.
No, they said blinginist or something like that. They use bling incorrectly. Yeah, all the vernacular is wrong.
The point I'm trying to get, some animator or some character designer jacked off to the two dog characters. That's all what I'm trying to say.
Did you animate this? I did not get that at all.
No, I'm sorry. When I see a buff dog and a dog that looks almost exactly like a human, except maybe the nose is different. That's my first thought.
People come out to their families around the holiday season, like Thanksgiving. People stand up and they're like, hey, ding, 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 I have an announcement. This is me now. You're doing that to the world.
This is just about the fourth time
on the
Chris
internet.
Made a joke about me coming out this holiday season.
Coming out as a dog lover.
Coming out as different things.
Not in the same way Shaggy's a dog lover.
Very much so. In the same way that Shaggy is a dog lover.
Skooks available. It's a YouTube poop. Watch it on.
We're getting so derailed.
Okay, they become rappers. The dog.
It's 11 minutes in.
The dog, the elf. The dog, the elf, they meet up with a lawn gnome. They meet up with another dog. They form a rap
She's
group.
a dog?
She's a dog. Her
doesn't
name
have
is
ears.
Jello. They're making fun of J-Lo there. They cut a rhyme. A music producer named Beelzebub O'Shaughnessy or some
His
shit
name
like
is
that.
Mephistopheles Beazel something. He's like a combination of every word.
Mephistopheles Beelzebubus Saul. He has an evil daughter. They sign him to a music contract. He overworks them. He underpays them. They hate being musicians. Santa's workshop comes down with a virus. All the elves start dropping off, not dead, but they're sick and they can't work. Christmas is canceled. They come back like, yo, we're going to postpone the rap game and we are going to save Christmas. And they do. The end. It sucks. It sucks. But what Andy was saying, for no reason, where the commercial breaks would be, are songs. They're not performed by the characters. They're montages of stuff that had happened previous in the film. The first one is 8 minutes in, so it's a montage based on only 8 minutes worth of footage. It's terrible. It breaks the... Do not watch this. It's not good. There's 2 things of note, and then I'm going to stop talking about this. 3 things, actually. 1, they keep inappropriately using sexual metaphors the way that people who don't really listen to hip-hop do. When you say you're going to bust something out, that originates from a sexual... Like, I went to her house to bust her out. I had to leave real early. That's a line from the song Tricky.
For some reason, that sounds like an old Irish...
I met this little girlie.
Yeah,
her hair was kind of curly. I went to her house to bust her out. I had to leave it early.
See?
But like they'll say, oh yeah, we gotta bust this out. Turning something out. We're gonna turn this mother out, which I know isn't a hip hop song. That's Parliament Funkadelic. But still, that also is a sexual euphemism. And of course, rife with it. There's like 4 or 5 instances where they say something like, do they know that? Do the white person who wrote this in his 50s know that that's in origin a sexual term? There's one rhyme that I thought was really funny. They said the North Pole came down with a virus that was growing faster than the mullet on Billy Ray Cyrus. You get a point.
Also, Chris totally glossed over. There is a fucking virus that almost kills all of the fucking elves, and we didn't even mention it.
Oh, and a character cures it because she's like, oh, hey, my mom was a nurse, and she knows how to cure all diseases. Yeah. It's the most, like, out of nowhere... I'd say Deus Ex Machina, but more like Santa Ex Machina, I guess. I don't know.
Also, can it really be Deus Ex Machina if she's the daughter of the devil?
That's true. By the way, I thought the producer was going to turn out to be the devil. He's not. He's just evil.
And then he gets saved by Christmas magic, so whatever.
They give him a toy drum, and he's like, I had one of these as a kid. I'm good now. The last thing I want to say of note, Elvin gives up the rap game to become, this is them saying it, not me, the head elf in charge. He becomes the HEIC, the head elf in charge. And if you know something about hip hop, you know what that's a reference to. Do I condemn them for lazy racism? Or do I applaud them for having the balls to put that in a kid's movie? I'm going to applaud them. Because making a HNIC joke in a kid's movie, that's pretty good. There was the one guy who listened to hip hop, and he was like, you know what? I'm putting this in. This is my stamp on the movie. Maybe it's just me, but I've never heard calling someone a head blank in charge a reference to anything else but that.
I've heard it outside of hip hop, but it's always, the N is clearly what it stands for.
Yeah, but it's always been... Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I've never, like, you've never been like, hey, I'm the head manager in charge. I'm the head chef in charge.
Hey, what's up? I'm Duff. I'm the ace of cakes. I'm the head Chef in charge.
I'm the head
I don't know how
firefighter in
Duff talks.
charge.
I just realized.
Hey, yo, I'm Duff. These cakes is crazy, yo. What does Duff talk like?
Probably like that.
Just-
Who gives a
no,
shit?
he's just a boring, like, hey, we're going to be looking at some great cakes. I'm the ace of them.
Hey, what's up? I'm the Ace of Cakes.
He's not Cake Boss. Cake Boss is better.
No, fuck Cake Boss. Let's talk about Rapsittie
He
Kids.
got bit by a cake bug. And it goes into a trance. Comedy Bang Bang, available on IFC and Netflix.
Come on.
Rapsittie Kids is next.
Rapsittie.
Did you have anything to say about this cartoon before we end it? We
Uh,
gotta bust this out
other than it
and
not-
leave real early.
other than the fact that it wasn't half as bad as I thought it would be, and that the biggest constraint on it was the fact that they obviously had a shoestring budget, considering they kept reusing animation over and over.
If they
and
took those
over.
breaks out, we probably would look on this more favorably.
Yeah,
But yeah, the two breaks,
there were three.
the three breaks of just cutting to a random song and reusing footage was pretty bad. Even by 2003 standards, the references were dated.
Oh yeah,
The one highlight is that when they rap in that one scene, they are actually rapping, where we applaud them for actually rapping and not, my name is blank and I'm here to say.
but that might have been a little bit biased. We
Why is
might
that?
be giving this too much credit because as you're about to see or hear, we watched another movie with rap in it, and we're going to talk about it
That's true.
in just a second.
We're going to talk about Rapsittie Kids.
Believe in Santa.
Believe in Santa. Believe that. Why on God's gray earth did we watch this first? It almost killed the night. We couldn't do it.
Here's the worst part. This was my choice.
41 minutes.
It was the longest one. It was double the length of any of the other ones, including fucking Night Before Christmas, which, what was it, like based on Battleship or something? Why was it called Night Before? But this is Rapsittie Street Kids Believe in Santa, which I will point out right away. It is Rapsittie, correct?
Yes.
Rapsittie. That's not how you spell Rhapsody.
Rhapsody is RH, right?
Yes.
RHAPSODY? I have to actually spell it out. So Rhapsody as in the musical term.
Yes.
It's also not Rap City,
Which would be cool.
which would be
Rap City, it's a whole city of rappers. But there's only one fucking rapper, and he only has one rap song in the whole movie.
We are live. We thought this was about rap.
And here's the worst thing. The street they live on is spelt correctly. It's the fucking musical term, Rhapsody. And they only show the street sign once, but it pissed me off so much because I'm like, why wouldn't you spell the fucking title? Is there some kind of, like, copyright thing where there's another Rhapsody Kids or something? I don't know.
All I know is I had to look up how to spell Rhapsody now because I am paranoid I spelt it wrong. I'm notoriously bad at spelling, and I think I spelt it wrong, and now I feel like an asshole.
I think it's RHAPSODY.
That's what I
Rhapsody?
said.
I think that's right, Chris.
Okay.
It was
only-
on the street sign.
I only
mean,
know-
that's how you can read it. It's on the fucking street sign.
The only way I know is because of an Atlas game. So, for those of you out there who have heard of a game called Normality,
No.
I'll save you some time. It looks like Normality. For those of you, most of you who have not heard of Normality, what the fuck program was this made on? It is three-dimensional, kind of?
Mostly. It was like they 3D animated on a green screen.
The characters themselves are 3D animated
Yes.
characters with very, very little detail. The mouths and eyelids probably have about 3 points that actually move when they talk. It's all really ugly and stretched out. The characters' faces are distorted. They don't move with any fluidity. So it's in the uncanny valley in the worst of ways. No, giving that is too much credit. It is in a trash can next to the uncanny valley. These people don't look remotely like human beings. They don't look like cartoons. But as Andy was saying, why they look like they're on a green screen is because the backgrounds are, while some of them are 3D in parentheses,
Quotation marks.
In quotations.
It's in 3D in parentheses, which means it's in 3D.
In inverted exclamation points. They're pictures. They're not actually interactive backgrounds. So when the characters move, their feet don't touch the ground. Now, they're not floating. This is so hard to visually say. I'm trying to put it out there. This is like trying to explain a color. Like what a color looks like to someone who is blind.
Remember the cat that swims on land in Magicant in the first Mother game? That's what their feet are doing. Their feet sometimes clip through the ground because it's like they have flippers on their legs.
Oh, I'm trying to explain colors to a blind person. Let me just go for the deepest of deep cuts.
I hope this blind person has played Earthbound Zero.
But he's blind.
He can have it explained to him. There are so many tools we can use to help the differently abled.
I'll just put this. When someone is walking away from camera, even though they're walking on land, you see the soles of their feet, which you shouldn't do. They are very clearly 3D characters floating in space, and the backgrounds are behind them. However, here's the weirder things. Trees, mailboxes, certain buildings, snowmen are two-dimensional. And when the world rotates, those two-dimensional objects rotate with them. Now, Andy, you said this reminded you of something.
I kept saying they must have made this in Doom.
In Doom,
a Revenant never came out and just started punching them and shooting rockets. So I was very upset.
In Duke Nukem 3D, when Duke's looking at a toilet and he'll walk around the toilet turns and moves with him. So he's always looking at that same perspective of the toilet. That's what this movie is. It was a
toilet.
It was built in the build engine. You have Duke Nukem 3D, you have Shadow Warrior, you have Blood. Rapsittie Kids Believe in Santa is the fourth game that was unreleased.
You know what's funny? There actually is a junkyard scene. And in that junkyard scene, the only things in the junkyard, the entire things, there's a bunch of cars, a bear, and the toilet from Duke Nukem 3D.
Oh, no.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch the movie.
Baby. Rapsittie Kids Believe in Santa. Rick E.
Not Ricky.
Rick E. R-I-C-K, capital E, period.
We don't know what the E stands for.
He is a little kid who lives with his great-grandma. He has no money to buy a girl he likes at school a Christmas present. He raps.
Kind of.
This is the laziest rapping ever. It is set. You know what? I'm going to play one right now.
It was the week before Christmas that I'm talking. I spent the day shopping with my grandma walking. All through the crowded mall, they're pumping deck the halls, pine trees with lights and all, and I'm just gawking. Cause all the toy stores are looking mighty packed. Electronic toys, video games, balls and bats. I saw a scooter with a motor that was flat. I hope there's room in Santa's sleigh just for that. I've been told this time of year is forgiven. Give to please others, Santa, this is how I'm living. But if you kindly find the time, deliver gifts 7, 8, and 9 from my list. I'm not selfish, I'm just driven. I've been a good boy through the year, you better know it. Get ready, Santa Claus, to start decking the halls with gifts from my Christmas list. Though it's cold outside, it's warm in my soul. Gotta get a gift to give to beautiful Nicole.
Wait, note to Chris. Play the Christmas tree blaster one. That's the worst one.
What was it?
It's like I'm a tree rapping master. Rap trees faster. Don't you know? I'm a Christmas tree blaster or something like that.
I'm a decorating master. No one is faster. Don't you know? I'm a Christmas tree blaster.
And I was like, you are not a blaster or a battle master.
What?
KRS-One would be ashamed of you, sir. You are not practicing poetry. You're spitting out garbage.
Well, then he would need to go into a Burger King and ask the franchise manager. How is he blasting the tree?
The tree dissed him. The tree dissed him, and so he put that tree on blast. He let him know how it was with tinsel.
Sure.
And balls.
But he's being respectful to the tree, and he loves Christmas.
He loves
the tree.
But when the battle
So why is he blasting
when a
it?
battle master has to blast, he's just gonna blast, man.
All right.
You never know what's gonna come out. That's just the name of the game, you know. Fucking Krishna.
Let's go over.
So Ricky
Rhapsody
lives with
goes.
his great grandma. He's poor as fuck, even though he lives in a very nice house. Can't afford
It's not nicely rendered.
to get. It's a 2-story house made of cardboard.
He only has 3 quarters to his name, which were the budget for this movie.
He has 75 cents.
Or maybe it
To
was
his
nickels.
name.
I can't fucking remember.
He can't buy the girl he likes a bear. So he gives the bear that his dead mama gave to him before she died. He's going to give his bear to the girl he likes at school. He raps his way to school in a very poorly rendered way. That's where we meet the rest of our characters. Some of them sound oddly familiar.
Mm-hmm. Like, so familiar that they should never have touched this project.
So familiar, you're like, who got duped into making this?
So familiar, you're like, you were in Star Wars. I mean, no one in particular was in this movie.
What's the name of the fat kid with the scarf?
It was like some with an S.
Smithy.
Smithy.
His best friend is a
who's
fat
obsessed
kid.
with this sandwich.
He's a fat kid named Smithy who wears a scarf around his neck, saves the animators time. They don't have to animate his mouth. He's like a fucking ninja. He's like fucking Strider. The scarf is wrapped around his head. He carries a sandwich at all times that disappears and reappears. There's a scene where to escape some ferocious dogs, he throws the sandwich at a bully. The bully gets covered in the sandwich and the dogs attack the bully instead. The next scene, he has a sandwich again. He's like a fucking sandwich moblin. They're decorating a tree. The blast master is decorating the tree, but he falls over. Nancy Cartwright is one of the voice actresses playing one of the bullies. This movie's just a mess. I don't even know how to talk about it from here.
Okay. So Nicole is this rich, shallow person that for some reason Ricky is in love with or likes or whatever the kids say. I don't know. I haven't been 11 in a long time.
Same. That's what the kids are saying these days.
Same?
YOLO. You do you. Oh,
He is very
I thought you
hashtag
meant-
blessed
I thought you meant in
to have her
general. What are the kids saying?
in his life. I feel dirty having said that. I think I need to go take a shower.
Hashtag shower.
God, fucking damn it.
He likes his girl Nicole.
So, we already talked about him giving the bear.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
There's a recess scene that goes on forever where the bullies, and they're not really bullies, they just make really weird jokes like,
Yeah.
hey, Ricky, if you want to fall over again, I'll be sure to shove you in the right direction. And everyone's like, ha ha ha, that's great.
They felt like it's the
Question mark?
best joke ever.
No one talks like real people in this. Like the teacher's like, kids, before you leave, make sure to clean up after yourselves. It'll teach you skills you'll need as an adult. And she looks, and the class is not messy because they didn't change the model for the classroom at all. She goes, maybe the skills come later. And then she turns to the camera and smiles real big. Like, that was a joke I made.
The dialogue in this, I'm never going to badmouth Sweary again. I might never badmouth Tommy Wiseau again.
This might be made by Sweary. This was a Sweary Tommy Wiseau joint
oh
venture.
no!
This was just...
That explains everything.
This is FK in the coffee, clear as a crystal morning. I want to die. Yeah, he gives the bear to Nicole, and she does the appropriate thing. Why the fuck do I want this ratty old bear? Nicole only likes things from the mall.
Yeah. Because she's rich, and we all know that every single item in every mall, universally, is just $1 million.
This is expensive. I got it from the mall. They try shit-talking Walmart at one time. They don't have the balls to shit-talk Walmart. This is how they get around to shit-talking to Walmart. Well, my daddy's rich, so I like to buy my things at the mall. Well, we don't have that much money, so we shop at a really big store, and the name of that store starts with a W.
Whatever.
That's
a joke.
That's
and then
a joke.
she looks real big at the camera. The teacher looks over and is like, that was a joke.
Ah.
I'm going to make the same face. No, she doesn't realize.
It's a joke, everybody!
What was the teacher's name? Mrs. Parmington?
Parmesan. Parmington. It was Parmington.
Jean Parmesan.
Nah. Mrs. Parmington is oh my God. So yeah. So she throws the bear away. And Smithy starts popping off on her. He's like, oh man, Nicole, I don't know, my friend likes you. You're a bad person.
You're not as good as my sandwich.
For throwing his affections away. And I'm like, whoa, misogyny right there. Your penis is not a gift, dude. It's my right as a woman to reject people when they're creeping me out. Hashtag yes all men. Hashtag.
Okay.
We're getting topical. Hashtag yes all men. Yeah, so she's like, you fuck this fucking ratty ass bear. Dunksville. I'm going to the mall. She tells her friend, yo, I don't believe in Santa. Santa's not real, by the way. The girl's like, what are you getting from Santa? I don't care. Santa's not real. Going home. I'm rich.
Have fun at Walmart, bitch.
Have fun at Walmart.
She slaps her in the face as hard as she can. That didn't really happen.
Bitch. But if it did, would we not think this is the greatest movie ever?
If I were making this movie, that would happen.
BT dubs, people. This makes Xavier Renegade Angel look like Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
I almost think, I know it's not, but I want to. I don't, but I want to believe this is the greatest joke the devil has ever played.
Don't even fucking kid yourself. This makes fucking money for nothing looks like Toy Story 3. I am not even fucking joking. That is how bad it is. Because at least that, even though it's all square and shit, at least the mouths move when they're supposed to.
I want to make a joke, but I'd have to say the F word. So I can't. The hateful F word. The homophobic F word. But it's a quote from that song.
You can't put in a topical like thing from the movie to replace it?
Could I put a sproing?
Okay.
That little got his own big sandwich. That little that shops at the mall. Oh, the people who made this.
I want my mom's sandwich.
Faster than my mom can make the biggest sandwich in the world. Rick E writes a letter to Santa saying, hey, bring all the kids presents, even Nicole. Which I think, this kid's dangerous, man. He's starting to show the signs of a stalker. He's resenting a woman for rejecting his gift, which was just off-putting and weird and out of nowhere. Someone, like, I have never shown affection to you. You're giving me weird gifts that are sentimental to you, but not me, and expecting me to feel the same. And now you're writing letters to an imaginary person asking for forgiveness when I've done nothing wrong. Very Chris Benoit in the last days of his life, writing letters to God.
Don't forget the scene where he starts torturing dogs.
He starts ripping the legs off of crickets. He writes a letter and he's like, even Nicole, I gave her a bear that my mom gave me before the angels took her away. He's going to send it to Santa.
Angels.
Yes.
Because she was Xeno scum.
Xeno scum. My mother was a greenskin who looked like Lois from Family Guy. Stop the nuclear bombardment. I've heard of gene stealers, but not computer graphic asset stealers. So he's going to take the letter to Santa. He drops it, picked up by a gust of wind, and it lands on Nicole's lawn. Nicole's singing a song. I feel really bad about the voice actress for Nicole. She's singing her ass off. She's singing how she's the greatest kid in the world, how she brushes her teeth twice a day, the back of her ears are clean, turns in her homework on time. This actress is assuming there's a montage. There is no montage. It is her in front of her mirror. The whole
flailing around.
Minute and 30 seconds, never changes scenery. And brings up a funny thing about this movie. Characters in relation to the camera will move, while the scenery is a few seconds off. So imagine a character is 5 feet away from camera. You cut to the close-up where he's 1 foot away from camera. But the background is still 5. So it's still 5 feet away. So it's as if the character magically got huge.
It's all the exact same problems you face when you're doing stuff with green screens.
Yes.
Except this is digitally animated, so you should not have those problems.
Also, if I was doing stuff with green screens, I would say, hold up, let me move this clip over so it matches. I would give it more than one pass before putting it on TV.
They had to fucking do this as fast as fucking possible.
I got Mark Hamill. I better make sure my green screen is legit because Industrial Light and Magic has worked with this man in the past.
Mark Hamill was in it?
Oops, spoiler alert.
She sings the song, and then she goes to the window and sees a white envelope
In the snow.
on fucking like 4 inches of snow.
I wish it made the $1 Million Man. Shing, 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 shing.
$6 million man.
$6 Million Man.
Ted DiBiase
Ted
goes to his
DiBiase.
window. So she sees the envelope and is like, huh.
Virgil, get me that envelope.
She's like, I should commit mail fraud and open someone else's mail.
She literally goes, I wonder what that letter's doing there. Yeah.
Someone probably fucking dropped it. Why else would it be in your yard, stupid?
In her defense, it says to Santa.
Yeah.
And she has expressed to her friend earlier she doesn't believe in Santa or
Which
Walmart.
is bullshit, because that whole song is, hey Santa, I'm so great.
That's true. I forgot the impetus for the
Yeah.
song is her bragging she's the best kid in the world, ergo Santa will give her the best present. So she believes in Santa. She
The
told her
Rapsittie
friend,
Street kids believe in Santa, Chris.
she told her friend she doesn't believe in Santa.
And for some reason, Rapsittie Street has a 1-story house that's like, okay, I guess. And then like the biggest mansion ever.
That's
Like,
true.
On the same street, but whatever.
It's like the fucking oblongs. Like you go like 3 blocks over and it's a mansion, and then 3 blocks over and it's the projects.
What's that line in Grand Theft Auto 5? Is it one street makes a difference? Or is
Yeah.
it 1 block makes a difference? I can't remember.
1 block makes a difference.
Yeah.
Here in
Franklin says it.
yeah.
Here in San Andreas? In
Los Santos.
Los Santos?
Is it Los Santos?
It's Los Santos.
Los Santos.
San Andreas is the neighborhood.
Man, it's Los Santos. 1 block makes a difference. And then Lamar's all being Lamar. Can't quote Lamar.
Yeah, I can't quote Lamar at all.
Not if I want to keep this show. I wanna. Lamar's a great character. Can't quote Lamar.
We've run out of springs.
I used all the springs when I said. Oh, we had 1 sprung left.
Oh, thank God. Oh,
Hey, don't get mad at me. Dire Straits started that. It is great. Is that not a great
it
song?
is a great song.
Is Dire Straits has 2 great songs.
I
Sultan's a Swing.
I haven't listened
only-
to all of them yet, so I don't know.
I only hear that when I'm in a Kroger in the cheese aisle. But, you know, when you're in a Kroger, 5 in the
He
morning,
goes, Guitar George. He knows all the chords.
you're like, yeah, I'm buying some mozzarella cheese, and Sultan's a Swing came on. I thought this was a Tom Petty song for like 10 years.
And then he had his heart broken when he found out it wasn't. Do you think Tom Petty sued the Dire Straits and was like, that's my song? Wait a minute, no, it just sounds
It
like
sounds like Tom Petty, but he's doing a silly voice. Like, oh, Tom Petty does a song where he does a silly voice for some reason. Like,
Wait,
oh,
hold on.
no, it's the Dire Straits
Are you
guy.
positive this is the only time he's not doing a silly voice?
Like,
Tom Petty, I love you. Please don't sue me.
Tom Petty will sue you for even mentioning him. Tom Petty's pretty good with the lawsuits.
Yeah.
That guy wholesale
That guy
ripped
fucking deserved
He
it.
fucking ripped
Because
his song
I
off.
didn't even hear the song. I heard my mom singing it, and I instantly started doing the Tom Petty
Is
version.
that Don't Back Down? No, it's a brand new song.
Yeah. No, that's a Who song. New song is a Who song.
You need a new song, or else Tom Petty's gonna sue you
Yeah.
to the Stone Age. Well, Nicole opens the letter.
As we were talking about like 6 minutes ago.
Nicole opens the letter, and she doesn't even read all of it. She goes, please give my presents to all the kids, even Nicole. I gave her my
Oh, fuck.
She has an oh fuck moment. And I do believe if you were the meanest person in the world, if you read before my mommy got taken away by the angels, you'd be like, fucking hell. She gets all the kids to help her dig through the dumpster where she threw the bear away. Smithy, God love him, goes, man, Nicole, first you break my friend's heart, and now you killed the bear, and the bear is in trash heaven. And I'm like, this movie belongs in trash heaven.
He digs through the trash with them. Through the dumpster. This motherfucker doesn't have it at first, but then, oh, where'd the fucking sandwich come from? Did he get it in the dumpster?
Yes!
He's already eaten one sandwich.
He dug a dumpster out of the sandwich and then proceeds to eat it and then produce yet another sandwich.
He dug a dumpster out of the sandwich.
I talk backwards sometimes. He dug a sandwich out of the dumpster.
This is my cousin.
That gum you like will be coming back in style. He digs a sandwich out of the dumpster. He eats it with his fucking bee-scarfed face. They go to they have to fucking steal the bear from Junkyard Dogs, not Sylvester Ritter. He died years earlier. They get the sandwich. They get the bear. She goes to give Rick E the bear back, and he's like, "No, I gave it to you. Keep it." She's like, "But your mom." And he's like, "No, keep it. That's what friendship's about." It's like, oh, now you're playing. He's learning. You got to be friends with the girls first, and then like work your way up. You can't just come on so strong. Be like, "Yo, here's a precious family heirloom. I love you. If you don't love me back, I'm snitching on Santa to you, and he'll fucking kill you." What was that old Life in Hell comic? I'm gonna tell God to kill you. Anyway, no, but he's like, hey, that's what friendship is about. Keep the bear. Her friend is having a crisis of faith because she doesn't believe in Santa anymore. All the while, we find out Ricky, his mom's dead. He's living with we thought it was grandma, his great-grandma, who reminds me a lot of Quinn's grandma on C-Lab. She's a very blatant, I don't want to say racist stereotype, but a little bit of an elderly black woman where she's like, oh, she talks in like the weird babbling.
Kind of prospectorish.
Like Louisiana grandma.
Yeah, it takes forever for her to get one fucking word out.
Oh, let me tell you something, honey child.
She'll just be like,
honey child,
like almost like having a seizure,
like she's
or something.
being tased.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. It sounds like she's being tased before every word.
Oh, you little kid, you little honey child, grabbing in your hair.
Now I'm just thinking about
yeah, it's really annoying. As this podcast is now really annoying.
Now I may be an old blind man.
Jody! Nicole's father, who is Mark Hamill.
Yes.
Oh my God, Mark. Gives her a video box for Christmas, which I guess is supposed to be an Xbox. She runs and gives it to Ricky, and it's like, hey, Santa gave me the wrong present. This is your present. And he's all like, are you sure? I thought you don't believe in Santa. And she's like, duh. Santa has to be real. He gave me your present.
You fucking
Here
idiot.
You go. We're going to go to my friend's house and tell her that Santa's real because we're dumb. He opens like, oh man, a video box. This will play all my DVDs and CDs and I hope it plays Knack. That's my favorite game. So
I hope Knack didn't exist when this pile of trash came out because this looks like worse than an N64 game.
This looks like something you would make on your PS1. So they get to the girl's house. All the characters show up. They converge on the one spot to say, hey, Santa's real.
Including the great-grandma.
It's
like, you don't belong there.
Characters
These
just
are all kids.
Show up out of nowhere. The three kids say, we're going to go to Leslie's house. Or, not Leslie.
Whatever the fuck.
Lena,
Who
whatever.
gives a shit?
The Walmart girl. They go to Walmart girl's house. Suddenly, Nicole's dad is there? And the grandma's there. Is this the end of Lost and they're all really dead? And instead of a church, it's just at that girl's house at Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then some person's like, you've been dead for so long. This is where your souls came.
Spoiler alert.
It's time for you to go to the great beyond. Except Ben. Ben's going to stay behind with his ghost daughter, who actually isn't real because it's just the imagination of his daughter. I digress. So yeah, Santa then flies by and they go, oh, hey, Santa's real. There's Santa. Wave to Santa, everyone. Santa did nothing. You know who did something? Fucking Nicole.
Yeah.
The rich bitch who we're supposed to have nothing but vitriol for because she only shops at the mall, because she only cares about her looks, because she threw away the bear. She's a goddamn saint because she takes pity on a creepy stalker and decides who can't rap for shit.
Yeah,
he's
the
got
worst.
nothing going for him. She blows him out of the water with her musical stylings. she goes to retrieve her bear at great expense and danger to herself, being chased by moderately small dogs, admittedly, but dogs nonetheless, dodging bullies and the derision of her classmates. Then, when she keeps this bear, that was worth less than 75 cents, mind you, in a weird cosmic way, she repays the boy by giving him a video box, which, assuming her dad is rich, would be the equivalent to a PS4, which means he would definitely be playing Knack.
Her dad is fucking Mark Hamill. You know he's rich.
She gave him the solid white, Stormtrooper white PS4 that came with Star Wars Battlefront, and before you say a goddamn word, Andy, she gave him the season pass.
Oh, thank God.
He's getting those extra maps.
God.
He's getting the extra maps. And then, this altruistic saint doesn't take credit. She says Santa did it. So when the big fat fucking fraud flies by at the end, by the way, we don't see him, we see his silhouette. When he flies by at the end, he gets all the fucking credit. Nicole did everything. And you know what? She's the richest person in town. Trickle-down economics works. Ronald Reagan, your legacy is intact. And I salute you, Dutch. You were right.
What I want to point out is that the Rat Boy Genius show on YouTube has more competent animation and is done by one person. All the voices, music, and animation are done by one person, and it looks better than this pile of shit.
Rat Boy Genius is comical because he's obviously trying to make something that looks terrible. It has to be. I cannot live in a world where that's an accident. This was someone trying and failing. Animators who worked on this in various departments, I don't know which departments, their names were Damon Knight. When I wrote it down, I accidentally wrote Daemon. I believe I was trying to write down the Old English way of spelling the word demon because I so badly wanted his name to be Demon Knight. Isn't demon the Old English way?
Yeah.
Is it D-A or D-E-A?
D-A.
Okay.
D-A-E.
D-A-E is the Old English way of spelling demon. Where now we spell demon D-E-M.
The Old English way.
Oh, the Old English. This one I did not make up. The watercolorist, I didn't know they needed a water, was named Tan Arnold.
No, the watercolors was just for one thing. At the very end, there was a really weird painting of all the kids.
Oh yeah, it looks like sub-deviant art
One
levels.
of them is obviously just Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Chris pointed out he looks like a gorilla, and I'm like, no, he's got Donkey Kong's exact mouth and nose.
He is just Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong with a blonde wig.
Tan Arnold did that, so they couldn't even get Tom Arnold. They had to get his tanner cousin. And then J.R. Horsting. And we kept making a joke that a horse made this. Like, oh, you got a shitty horse to make this.
Oh, no, even better. There's a scene. You guys have to just watch the movie.
Yes.
Or at least just watch this one part. Because a little girl wishes for a pony. And it's from the family of the girl who shops at Walmart.
So she's not rich.
So you know they ain't rich. They shop at
They
Walmart.
ain't rich. They shop at Walmart like
But
trash.
she goes, I want a pony. And the adult's like, ha ha ha. And the way that adults are like, you stupid fucking kid. You know how adults are. I'm an adult. But in movies and stuff, adults are always, doing that shitty thing where they're like, oh yeah, fuck you, kid. With their actions, not their words. So they just laugh it off. And at the end of the movie, oh, she has a pony. This does not look like a goddamn pony.
It's dead in the eyes.
It's wall-eyed completely because it's like its eyes are facing the complete opposite direction.
Well, it's the kind of pony you get at Walmart. It's
there
discount.
you go.
It's a Sam's Club pony. They got it with a pack of Dr. Thunder.
They got a pack of 12 ponies. You can only buy them in bulk. And they just slaughtered 11 of them. Sent them straight to the glue factory.
My question is, did Santa bring the pony? Was the Santa payoff of Rapsittie Kids Believe in Santa a B story that we were not privy to?
But the adults were not surprised by the pony, I don't think.
But the adults know that Santa exists because Santa fucking flies by.
That's true.
Mark Hamill sees the fucking Santa Claus.
Because the old lady's like, I still believe in Santa.
Oh, you know what? Let me tell you, I never believed in Santa. I feel dirty for doing that, but that's
You
how
should.
it was. But what? Am I wrong?
No,
Am
not
I
really.
wrong at
Not
all?
Really.
I mean, if she came out,
Two wrongs don't make a right.
if we were talking about the fucking WB Frog and I did an impersonation of him to point out how horrible it was, I have to do it. It's an audio podcast. I just can't cut to a clip. I previously did cut to a clip, and I apologize. I'm a liar.
Just imagine, hello, my baby. This has been seized by the Warner Brothers Corporation.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. See, now that's bad because that was uncalled for.
Now I'm just imagining the fucking... If anyone's ever seen the show Fat Guy Stuck in the Internet, they have a scene where, for no reason, in a Labyrinth parody, they passed the crows from Dumbo. And one of the characters who's like stupid, his name is Chains, is walking by and he's laughing really hard.
Hey, these crows are pretty funny.
And the Fat Guy Stuck in the Internet, Gimberly, goes, those crows aren't funny. They're horrible race stereotypes. And James goes, you guys tricked me, and walks away. I don't know. Whenever I think about racist old cartoons, that's what I think of, because it's like the perfect way to
The frog is debatably racist.
the frog is
frog is like, I've heard people bring it up and I've heard people defend it. Jim Crow
that's
from
the most
Dumbo?
racist fucking thing in the fucking planet.
It's the most racist thing that hasn't been completely wiped off the map. Disney has
true.
done worse. Disney has
Warner
done
Brothers
worse.
has also done pretty
Warner Brothers
fucking terrible shit.
Oh, Bugs Bunny has worn legit blackface. But this is not...
But that has not been wiped off the face of the earth. You can still buy those DVDs
That's
right
true.
now.
They own up to it. They're like, hey, yo, we were racist, but everyone was racist.
Well, no, they don't really say everyone was racist. They say to deny history, you know, to remove these cartoons is to deny history.
Yeah.
Which is true, because, you know, if you forget parts
I
of
would have
history,
said, yo, hey, I'm
hey,
racist.
I'm from Brooklyn,
Yo.
and this is racist.
Yo, hey, look, I'm a racist, but if you're mad at me for being a racist, you gotta be mad at your grandpa, and you gotta be mad at the president, because we was all racist. I'm also doing a racist stereotype of a Brooklynite who's obviously of Italian descent.
Okay. Oh, you know what really cheered me up? Some scenes from the next Zelda cartoon.
Shabadoo! What are you doing here? Is there a Mario Christmas special? I sure hope there is, because we gotta find it now.
Oh shit, we've only got a few days left until Christmas. Not really, we've actually got a whole month.
Shabadoo! Hey, Mario! When are we
Okay.
gonna go to the Milli Vanilli concert?
We're about 40-minute mark just for Rapsittie Kids.
I told you we had to do this last for this reason.
It's the key.
So, this is a nightmare. This is a waking, living nightmare. I could see why people consider this a litmus test. Like, how long can you sit through it? We sat through it through an obligation. That's one of the reasons I picked it first, is because I knew it'd be harder to bail on it. Like, if the other cartoons wore us down, we wouldn't have survived.
If the other cartoons, no matter how bad they are, it's still a treat to watch them after Rhapsody Kids, because nothing can get worse.
But this is a holiday tradition. I just like the Asphyx before it, which is a horror movie. I now have to show this to all my friends.
I think we need to have a screening party
Yes.
where we show Rhapsody Kids Believe in Santa. Rhapsody Street Kids Believe in Santa.
Rhapsody Street Kids. If you haven't seen it, please do. You can skip Aliens First Christmas.
Yeah, fuck
you
that
can,
shit.
You can definitely skip Night Before Christmas.
Or at least just skip the goddamn
I
AMVs.
would say avoid Nightmare Before. That's the one I want to see, where Jack Skellington is all blinged out and busts Sally out.
Oh god. I think
I'm going to turn Sally out.
I might have seen that on Newgrounds or something.
By the way, it was my secret hope that Elvin from Night Before Christmas would actually join the Furious Five. Not from Kung Fu Panda, but from hip hop's Grandmaster Flash and the
Same.
Furious Five.
They're the same.
But here's the reason why. If the Furious Five can have a guy whose name is Cowboy and his gimmick is I'm the rapping cowboy, fucking throw an elf in there. Why the fuck not?
Because cowboys are pertinent the whole year.
Keith,
you can watch
Melly Mel, Cowboy. Elf.
You can watch cowboy movies any time of the year.
That's true.
Elf movies, 1 month.
1 month.
That's it. He would only be able to rap 1 month out of the year,
I-
and you'd only listen to those songs 1 month out of the year.
I just listened to that song, The Symphony, over and over again. And that's a cowboy song, you know? If you're into old school hip hop, which I realize most of our audience probably won't be, this joke has already ran out of steam for me to finish. So avoid Night Before Christmas. Avoid Aliens First Christmas. Cosmic Christmas, check it out.
It's pretty short, and it's done by a really great animator.
That is my pick of the night. Delightfully surprised. A lot of interesting things. And if you're an animation fan as I am, it represents a bygone era of animation.
It feels unfair, honestly,
Yeah.
that we're comparing, these 3 giant piles of shit, and then one that was actually pretty entertaining.
Well, we have 2 corporate cartoons, is how I want to put it. Night Before Christmas was of the Cartoon Network era of cartoons. It is something made by an animation company. It's not an artist expressing himself. It wasn't a great idea someone had. This was, we need a Christmas special. What about an elf that wants to rap? Fuck it. Yeah, whatever. We have Aliens First Christmas, which was a Hanna-Barbera-esque, maybe even Hanna-Barbera, but I don't think it was, style cartoon. So yet again, what if the Jetsons actually went to an alien planet? They did in the Jetsons movie. Shut the fuck up. The Jetsons movie's not canon. Judy Jetson's still single. I can't jerk off to her if she has a boyfriend. That's just how my mind works. Anyway, so the Jetsons go to an alien planet.
You know who I like? The Great Gazoo. Make the whole thing the Great Gazoo.
Cosmic Christmas felt like it was someone cared about this fucking shit. That's what I'm saying. But you all have to see Rapsittie Kids Save Christmas.
Yeah.
Believe in Santa. Whatever. neither of those things happened because Santa did shit. Unless he delivered that pony, then shouldn't that have been the story we saw? And now it's time for Chris's picks. I was planning on doing this when I was more prepared, but because I brought up rock and roll, I have to talk about rock and roll. Chris's Picks is a segment of our show where I'm going to tell you a cartoon movie or a cartoon series or mini-series or special you should be aware of. My first one is what might be my favorite movie of all time, counting live action as well, Rock and Roll. It's a 1980s film that takes place in a future where the inhabitants of Earth are the descendants of mutated dogs, cats, and rats. A nuclear war happened, all humankind was wiped out, and the pets and street animals that survived formed a new society off the backbone of the previous society. Now, if that sounds like some hard sci-fi Dr. Moreau shit, it ain't, because this is a musical about rock and roll that uses that as a template. It's about a man named Omar and a woman named Angel who are in a rock band who run afoul of a deviously evil, narcissistic rock and roll god named Mock. Mock is a jaded rock star whose popularity has been slipping and looks to exploit the young Angel to revitalize his career while cutting Omar out of the picture. Fantastic movie. Every scene is beautifully done. Great sense of humor, but the best thing about this film is the music. It is Deborah Harry of Blondie is Angel's singing voice. The band that she's in is Cheap Trick. As I mentioned earlier, Earth, Wind, and Fire have a song on the soundtrack. But most importantly of all, to me, is there are 2 songs performed by Lou Reed that he wrote for the movie. They're fantastic. It actually got me into Lou Reed. I was aware of the Velvet Underground, like most people, before this. I had heard Sweet Jane. I have heard Walk on the Wild Side from Lou Reed's solo career, but I really didn't super get into Lou Reed until I heard this movie, and I was like, fucking shit, this is a cartoon, and it has this soundtrack? So if you like good rock and roll, if you like underground animation, if you like batshit crazy storytelling, this is the movie for you. That's my Christmas gift to all of you, or Hanukkah, or other holiday. What's the one they celebrate? on Princess Ayaka's home planet, Startica, in the Tenchi Muyo movie.
I thought you were going to say fucking Kwanzaa or something.
I was, but Startica came to my head before Kwanzaa did. I'm a racist. This whole time.
Only a racist to African Americans.
I'm a racist.
African people, people of African descent in other countries, not really.
Yeah, Kwanzaa's an African
American thing.
but it's not
Worldwide.
It's not
well, I mean,
Still,
if you're an African American, you move.
But if you're
you can still
racist
celebrate Kwanzaa.
racist against one race, you're a racist.
Yeah.
So I'm a racist. Because you
heard it here first, folks.
I'm a racist because one, all the terrible things I say about Italian people on a regular basis, Kyle Givelli. But two, I'm a racist because I acknowledge the holidays of fictional people from a cartoon I no longer care about than real physical people in the real world. Anyway, Rock and Rule, my present to you, please, please, please track down a copy. It's worth any penny someone's asking you to pay for it. If you like good music, it's a hell of a time. I forgot to mention, Iggy Pop has a song on it as well. So, there you go. This has been Bad Toons, episode 1. Will we do more of this, Andy? I'd like to think so. I think this was a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
We might even do more Christmas stuff before the year's out.
Normally, the format was going to be only 3 cartoons, but we could not pick between 3.
I think it was because we wanted to see Night Before Christmas because we assumed it was going to be racist when it really wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't. As shitty as it wasn't racist. That's kind of awful for us to say that we wanted it to be racist because that's entertaining. Who
said us?
I guess me.
But no.
I wanted to get angry, but I couldn't get angry.
The movie that, Chris is using as leverage for me being a furry and then talking about how great Rock and Roll is.
Oh, yeah. If you watch Rock and Roll, people will say you're a furry. They're not.
Looking forward to Zootopia there, Chris.
Angel is pretty attractive, and her singing voice is the girl from Blondie, so... I mean... Yes?
Ooh, Yes is in it?
No, Yes is not.
Damn
sorry.
It.
We should make a...
I'm acting like
Yes.
I haven't watched the movie.
You haven't seen the movie
Even though I've
3
seen
times.
it twice, and I really enjoyed it. Also, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire and Cheap Trick. Fuck.
But no, I think if we could have cut one out and make this down to 3, we would have cut out Night Before Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it was just it was not good. It was just by the numbers.
It felt like Fox Kids.
It wasn't as offensive as I wanted it to be, so I really couldn't give out about it. You know? I was looking to pick a fight with something that didn't deserve getting a fight picked with it.
It was like, oh, he raps. That's it.
He raps. It's just, I've seen how hip hop has been very poorly mishandled in cartoons before.
Oh, yeah.
There's only one thing more misunderstood in cartoons than hip hop, and that would be pro wrestling. Whenever you watch pro wrestling and people say something's a body slam when it's clearly a splash, that's almost as bad as denigrating the music of an entire people in America. Something that's very culturally important to them. That's almost as bad as pro wrestling. This has been a Reload Last Save production. I'm Chris Vaughn.
I'm Andy Vaughn.
We're the Vaughn brothers. And we'll see you in trash heaven.
Jolly Snowflake Day, everyone.
Jolly Snowflake Day. And we'll be back quicker than my mom can make the biggest sandwich in the world.